So creationism slayer 3000 is asking, I listened to you earlier to your earlier podcast about abortion in Islam, and after the decision by the court in the USA to overturn Roe versus Wade, I have seen a lot of leftists singing the praises of Islam because it kind of allows abortion. Why does it does and it doesn't, depends on the school of thought you look into, and it also depends on what you mean by Allah, because it sometimes, it's more lenient than some Christians. But okay, I actually have a response to that. The question continues: why does the left seem to be so uncritical of Islam on the topic of abortion? It may not be as harsh as Western Christianity, but the woman still needs a man's permission, which causes a whole other list of problems. I don't know if it's actually less less harsh than Christianity, okay? Because there's certain sects of Islam that is as harsh as the harshest level of Christianity, okay? But there's certain sects that is not as harsh, but also Christianity also has sects that is not as harsh. Like there are many Christian preachers who are saying like they're okay, well, with the right to choose. So it's not like all of Christianity that is like completely anti-abortion. I mean, the Bible is for abortion. The Bible has recipes for abortion. But so, I mean, some Christians point to that and we're like, well, apparently abortion is okay. So it's not all of Christianity that is this so based on that standard, so some Christians are completely against any form of abortion, and some Christians have certain conditions, and some Christians are okay with abortion. And it's the same thing with Islam. So you cannot compare the most lenient parts of Islam with the harshest part of Christianity. I think that's a very unfair, actually, let's see. Abortion in Islam. Wiki. Let's take a look together. Oh, that perfect Dabo guy didn't show up, eh? Look at that. I shared the link and he disappeared. He like shared a link. Come debate me if you can. Okay, so here. Let me remove this. So, oh, he's here. Oh no, that's Eben Khan. Hey. All right, we're reading Eben Khan. We're reading about abortion. It says Muslim views on abortions are shaped by hadith as well as by options of legal and religious scholars and commentators. The Quran does not directly address intentional abortion, leaving greater discretion to the laws of individual countries. So the Bible doesn't do that. The Bible technically allows abortion. So because it just tells you like drink this and get rid of a baby in certain situations. So anyways, although opinions among Islamic scholars differ over when a pregnancy can be terminated, there are no explicit prohibitions on women's rights to abort under Islamic law. Okay, so here there's schools. There are 4 Sunni Islamic schools of thought: Hanafi, Shafi'i, Hanbali, and Maliki, and they have their own reservations on if and when abortions can happen in Islam. The Maliki madhab holds that the fetus is ensouled at the moment of conception. So the Maliki is saying at the moment of conception, and thus most Malikis do not permit abortion at any point, seeing God's hand as actively forming the fetus at every stage of development. On the other hand, some Hanafi scholars believe some Hanafi scholars believe that abortion before the 120-day period is over is permitted, though some Hanafi scholars teach that an abortion within 120 days is makruh or disapproved. Abortion is recommended in any time where the mother's life is in danger. The mother life is paramount in the decision. The mother's life. This is a mistype. Anyway, so you can see there's disagreement in Islam. However, there's also disagreement in Christianity, so that's not a fair critique. Okay, so Ibn Qayyim can't make it today, so we're not going to have a Kashmir debate, so we could have it another time, right? But anyways, let me see. So the question is like, so again, it's not fair to say that Islam is better in abortion than in Christianity. But the question is, why does the left seem to be so uncritical of Islam? I don't think that's fair. I mean, you can't generalize the entire left. I think there has been a lot of progress made. Like there are a lot of leftists, not just liberal, but actual leftists who have been recently a lot more critical of Islam. I don't want to like generalize. You know, there are some people who are less critical of Islam unfairly, but I don't think we can like generalize that to the entirety of the left. But I mean, should I even answer that question? I think we know the answer to that question. The answer is, we have been answering that for a very long time. There's some portion, not all of the left. There's a certain sector of the left that confuses something that the left is good at, which is defending minorities and people who need support and protection. They confuse that with protecting their ideology, right? Again, not all of the left, but there are certain elements within left that, because again, this is something good about the left. Something that the left does well is protecting minorities and minority groups, and it has a good history, a long history of doing that very well. But there are some fringe elements within the left that can't understand that doesn't mean that we should be protecting every single idea that comes out of these minorities. We could protect people. We don't necessarily have to protect their ideas in the name of protecting those people. If you'd like to send me your questions for me to answer during our Q&As, become a patron. If you would like to have a discussion with me live on air at the end of the Q&As, become a YouTube member. Link to both is in the description. Thank you for your support.